piece. I have a perspective. And it goes along with, not letting people's energy affect you. But like when someone criticizes you, it's not for you to sit there and criticize yourself. I mean, sometimes self-awareness and be like, oh, okay. Like if you're being an ass or something, that's okay. Like initial thought, but not to not know your own truth and your power. And usually it's a deflection of that person and how they really think. Like people, if you just listen, they tell you how they are or what they're thinking. But do you ever think about it also, like when you're talking to someone and you're uplifting them because they seem like they're down, and then all of a sudden they feel a connection. And yeah, I mean, there's a connection of sending love and energy, but then sometimes they think you're hitting on you, if like, is that the case? Because I've had men and women hit on me, and it's like, no, man, I'm being myself. Like, I like to uplift people, and I've been through a lot, and I find it like naturally where I'm just like, want to have someone feel better because I know how it feels to be not feeling good. Not a savior, but I realize that I've recently talked to a male, just somebody that I knew a long time that's going through a hard time, and they reached out to me. It was like a weird thing, but things happen for reasons. And I was just like pumping them up, doing what I do. And then I feel like he's hitting on me, but I don't want to say, hey, I just want to be clear. My intention is just to be honest with you and just be my true self, because that's insinuating something and it's not me. I just can tell. But if I say it, it's like they get offended and then they all of a sudden feel some way, which I guess it's a personal issue, but I don't know if even as for ourselves, we're aware, like if someone makes you feel good about yourself, that you might not realize you have insecurity or codependency on needing other people to make you feel good. And then sometimes you don't realize that you might be desperately looking for a partner to make you feel good because, you can't do it yourself. And I'm not saying that we don't all need help, but no different if someone puts you down and like gaslights you or manipulates you or is narcissistic. I think you can be that way on a flattering, nice way too. Because, I don't know. I just wondered if you thought about that. Because recently I had that situation, which I've had many times. Like I just like to be nice to people. And it turns awkward because they're hitting on me. And then I'm not like uncomfortable where I can't say, hey, I don't like you. But then it's like, I don't need to say that. Just like I don't need to tell someone that's putting me down, hey. I mean, sometimes it depends on the situation, but I don't want to feed into that power. Like, I don't eat shit. You can't tell me I eat shit. Like, you might misinterpret me being nice, which I know I'm not flirting. I'm just like, hey, love yourself. And then you might take it as I like you and I don't. And then it just gets awkward. And I guess like, what do you do? Just cut yourself off? Or do you state it? Because I'll just usually state it. But then it's like denial because they don't admit it. And then I'm like, maybe. But do you realize like if I tell you, hey, are you going to, it's their own self-discovery realistically, but like, do we realize that if we get flattered and we fall in some sort of trap of codependency, when it's good just to spread love and not misinterpret it, Like someone opened the door for me. I don't think they want to marry me and hook up with me. Thank you. You opened the door for me. You get me?